world of boxing, and both guys got to come in the way they need to come.
Coach, father figure that cares about the father, that cares about the athlete well-being. You know what I'm saying? Until he don't want to care about his own well.
Gervonta Davis and his former coach Calvin Ford are locked in a bitter legal battle over a contract dispute that's been simmering for quite some time. Their relationship, once strong, has now unraveled, and this tension is partly to blame for the postponement of Davis's highly anticipated fight against Lamont Roach. In an attempt to resolve things, both of their legal teams met with the hope of settling outside of court. But what should have been a professional discussion quickly turned into chaos. As soon as Davis entered the room, Calvin Ford exploded, calling him an ungrateful idiot and demanding the money he felt was owed to him. That comment pushed Davis over the edge. The argument that followed was intense, and it seemed like there was no hope of reconciliation. For a while, it looked like nothing would get resolved until their legal teams intervened, managing to get both men to sign the necessary documents and bring the situation to an official close. After everything that transpired, it's hard not to feel like it's a tragic end to a story that once held so much potential. Meanwhile, in the ring, Davis, the World Boxing Association lightweight champion, is preparing for his next big challenge, a fight against WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach. This fight, originally scheduled for December 14th in Houston, has been delayed due to unforeseen complications. While there's no official date yet, whispers around the boxing world suggest it may take place in January. Fans are already writing off Roach, but boxing legend Bernard Hopkins warns that Davis would be wise not to underestimate his 29-year-old opponent. In an interview, Hopkins stressed that Roach is a skilled fighter and a real threat, urging Davis not to take him lightly. Roach is a real good fighter, Hopkins said. Anything can happen in the ring. Roach, who will be stepping up a weight class to challenge Davis for the lightweight title, was granted a special exemption by the WBA
to be
Ryan Garcia with Devin Haney. That muscle memory of memory don't go away. I like that. That muscle memory
to make the fight happen. The original plan had been for Roach to face interim champion Albert B. Gaziev, but when that fell through, Roach found himself in the running to face Davis. Though Roach is a calculated counterpuncher with an impressive amateur pedigree, many still see this as an uphill battle for him. Hopkins, however, isn't convinced it's as one-sided as it seems. The burden is on Roach, he said, but don't underestimate him. Roach is a real boxer with power and confidence. For Roach, this fight has been years in the making. He recalls that he was first approached by PBC shortly after Davis's bout with Rolando Romero. At the time, Roach was not yet a champion, so the fight didn't materialize. However, 2 years later, Roach finds himself on the cusp of a major title opportunity, and while many fans are puzzled by the matchup, Roach confidently shrugs off their skepticism. He's been in the mix for a while, and now it's his time to prove himself. As for Davis, his camp has been filled with distractions, both inside and outside the ring. There have been rumors of a potential co-main event featuring Davis alongside fighters like David Benavidez and David Morrell, but those whispers were quickly squashed by boxing journalist Dan Rafael, who called it unlikely. Despite this, Davis remains focused, even if his career has been marked by personal
Find the documents
controversy.
before leaving.
Whether it's his legal struggles or previous incidents of violence, such as his conviction for domestic battery in 2020, the 29-year-old fighter has had to battle more than just opponents in the ring. The drama surrounding Davis's career isn't limited to his relationship with Ford. There are also whispers about a possible showdown between Davis and fellow rising star Kizan Davis. Kazan, who has made it clear he wants a shot at Tank, believes he's the better fighter overall. Tank is a good fighter, but I'm gifted, Kazan said, explaining that he's not intimidated by Davis's reputation. I'll beat his ass. While Kazan's confidence is clear, it remains to be seen if Davis is willing to take on another challenge, especially one so close to home. For now, all eyes remain on the upcoming showdown between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Bernard Hopkins's cautionary words loom large. Davis cannot afford to overlook Roach, no matter what fans or critics say. Roach is coming in with everything to prove, and in the unpredictable world of boxing, anything can happen. The ring is a place where surprises happen, and both fighters must be ready to face whatever comes their way. For Davis, the fight may be about more than just defending his title. It's about redemption and overcoming the turbulence surrounding his career. The muscle memory of past experiences doesn't fade, no matter how much time passes. That feeling, that instinct stays with you. When news of Gervonta "Tank" Davis's upcoming fight with Lamont Roach first broke, fans were left scratching their heads, wondering how this matchup even made sense. Roach, however, wasn't fazed by the confusion. In an interview with Bag Fuel, he fired back at the critics, calling casual fans civilians and dismissing their doubts. He made it clear that those who questioned the fight simply didn't know the sport well enough. Roach explained that he was first approached by PBC right after Davis's fight.
Davis, I know you familiar with both.
Right.
How you see this fight playing out?
Shouts out to Lamont Rose and Gervonta. They both in the DMV. I don't got no problems with them. One of them just a lot of shit talking boxing shit.
What am I going to
With Rolando Romero, 2 years ago to be precise. I've been in the Tank sweepstakes since then, Roach said, making it clear that he's been eyeing this opportunity for a while. Although the fight was initially planned, it fell through at the time because Roach wasn't yet a champion, and PBC decided to go with Hector Luis Garcia instead. But now, with Roach stepping up to the challenge, this fight is a reality. Meanwhile, Davis has garnered the support of boxing legend Bernard Hopkins. Despite Hopkins' backing, he's been cautious in his praise, warning Davis not to underestimate Lamont Roach. Roach is a good fighter, Hopkins cautioned. He's a real challenge, and Davis needs to take him seriously. But it's not just Roach who has been eyeing Davis. Rising star Kizan Davis, who shares a hometown with both Tank and Lamont, has made it clear that he wants to face Davis in the ring too. "I'm not scared of Tank. I'll beat his ass," Kizan boldly declared. "Every time I step in the ring, people say I'm stepping up, and every time I prove them wrong. I know what I'm capable of." Kazan's confidence is undeniable, but he's also quick to show respect for both Tank and Lamont. "Shout out to both of them," he said, acknowledging their talents. But when it comes to facing Tank, Kazan has no doubt about the outcome. He believes his skills, combined with his natural gifts, would be too much for Davis. "Tank's a great fighter, but I'm different. I'm gifted with something special." If Kazan Davis can prove himself in the ring, his path could eventually lead him to a title shot, possibly against Tank, who holds the WBA lightweight title. As for Tank, he's not letting distractions get in the way of his mission. While many fans and pundits have been questioning his next moves, Tank has a singular focus: whoever holds a title at 135 pounds, whether it's IBF champion Vasyl Lomachenko or WBO holder Shakur Stevenson, Davis is ready for any challenger except maybe Kizan, who he believes has yet to prove himself against top-tier fighters. "I think Davis will dominate Roach, honestly," Kazan added. "Roach is a good fighter, but Tank is just a better fighter all around. Roach's style has improved, but I can't forget the past." Kazan has also been vocal about his interest in facing Tank one day. He's called Davis out, saying he's ready for that fight whenever it happens. "If Tank wants to fight me, he can send me a contract, just like he did with Frank Martin and Lamont Roach. I'm ready." But Tank's life outside the ring has been just as complicated as his career. His legal battles, particularly the domestic violence charge related to his ex-girlfriend, have cast a shadow over his reputation. In 2020, Tank was arrested after a violent incident at a charity basketball game, where he was caught on camera grabbing the mother of his child. The situation was made worse by his prior arrests, including a 2018 disorderly conduct charge after a fight outside a bar. His actions off the mat have often overshadowed his achievements in the ring, but Tank has remained focused, pledging to clear his name. Despite the controversy, Tank's relationship with his children has always been a central part of his life. His second daughter, Giovanna Thalia, with his girlfriend Vanessa Pozo, is a source of joy for him. The couple shares a complicated history. Vanessa once accused him of assault, but later withdrew the charges, stating that Tank had not harmed her or their child. Even so, the past has followed Tank with personal struggles becoming part of the public narrative. Yet through it all, he remains determined to build a future for himself and his family. Tank's rise to fame wasn't just about his talent. It was about the people who shaped him, especially his coach, Calvin Ford. Ford, a father figure to Tank, has been there for him since he was just 7 years old. Through thick and thin, Ford has supported Tank, guiding him away from the dangers of his rough Baltimore neighborhood. But the path has been marked by tragedy. One of the hardest losses in Tank's life was the death of Quader Gurley, Ford's son and a close family friend. Gurley, who introduced Tank to boxing, was tragically shot and killed in 2013 at just 24 years old. His death was a devastating blow to both Tank and Ford, but it also fueled Tank's determination to succeed, to carry Gurley's legacy with him every time he steps into the ring. Calvin Ford has always been more than just a coach to Tank. He's been a mentor, a protector, and a guide, especially in a city like Baltimore, where many young men end up dead or in prison. Ford's dedication to youth in his community is evident through the Upton Boxing Center, which he co-founded. This gym has been a lifeline for young boxers, a place where they can escape the dangers of the streets and focus on their potential. Ford's coaching philosophy has always been rooted in discipline, hard work, and resilience, values that have shaped Tank's success. But Ford's life hasn't been easy. He spent time in federal prison for drug-related offenses, and his past could have easily led him down a different path. But boxing gave him a second chance, and he's used it to change the lives of others. Ford's impact stretches far beyond the gym, inspiring not just Tank, but countless others in Baltimore. His story even inspired the character Dennis "Cuddy" Wise in The Wire, a testament to his influence on and off the ring. Through all the challenges, through all the losses and setbacks, Tank Davis has managed to rise. But as he reflects on the lives of those who didn't make it, like Quader Gurley and others, he knows that his journey is about more than just boxing. It's about carrying their legacy forward, about using his platform to honor those who helped him become the man and fighter he is today. When Tank fights, it's not just for himself. It's for all the people who believed in him, for all the young men and women who need a role model in a city filled with hardship. And as he continues to chase greatness, he does so with the weight of his past, his community, and the memory of his fallen friends on his shoulders. They're always with him, guiding him every step of the way. That's the power of boxing, how it can transform lives, how it can save people. Tank Davis may have been shaped by tragedy, but through it all, he's become a symbol of perseverance and hope. And that's what makes his story so inspiring. For all the latest news, moments, and updates from the boxing world, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Stay connected for more of the stories that matter. Until next time, peace out.